Hello everyone and welcome to Sandra's Crafting Corner. If you're new here, welcome. Please consider subscribing to my channel and ring that bell to be notified of future videos. This video is part of the Look for Less challenge hosted by Yami from the Latina Next Door and Yelena from Blondie Next Door. I'll have the links to their channels below in the description box as well as the playlist. So now let's get started with DIY number 1. The first items I'm attempting to dupe are these pumpkin signs from Kirkland. They want $64.99 for these two signs. Let's see if I can do better than that. To get started, here are the items you'll need. Any kind of measuring tape, these various tools, floral wire, the giant craft sticks from Walmart. Cut your craft sticks to these dimensions. I only used 14 at 8 inches. Some sunflowers from Dollar Tree. These maple leaves, also from Dollar Tree. 2 scrap pieces of wood cut to these dimensions. All these paint colors or something similar. A Cricut or silhouette and vinyl of your choice. And these Cricut tools. To get started, I'm going to use this pumpkin orange and mix it with some classic caramel, just to dull down the brightness a little bit. I'm going to take half of my 8-inch sticks and 2 of the mitered sticks and paint them this color, front, back, and sides. Next, I'm going to do the same thing with this cream color that I got in a tester pot. Taking 8 more of these craft sticks of the same size, I'm going to paint 4 of them in each color. These will act as the support braces for the back of my signs. Taking the 2 2-inch pieces, I'm going to color them with the antique wax. I will also be using it for the bottom support pieces. Using whatever antique wax I have on my sponge, I'm going to go around the edges of each side of the orange pieces. I will then do the same thing to all the white pieces. Now I'm going to attach the stem to one of the center pieces of my sign. Using a scrap piece for support, I'm just going to glue them together. Now it's time for assembly. I'm going to match them up all together, and then I'm going to glue these sticks onto the back for extra support, trimming any of the sticks if necessary. Next, all we do is glue it right into the slit that we made before. I'll run a little bead of hot glue on the back for extra support. Now it's time to decorate. I will be using these sunflowers from Dollar Tree and also these maple leaves from Dollar Tree. I had some of these blue and white flowers from my stash, so I decided to use some of them. I kept just adding flowers and leaves until my eyes were happy. Taking this green floral wire, I'm going to wrap it around this pin to make these little curly cues. Then I'm just going to hot glue it to the back of the piece. I'm going to take another piece of wire and do the same thing for the other side. Now on to the white pumpkin side. we're going to do the exact same thing as we did with the orange pumpkin sign. I went ahead on my Cricut machine and printed out the word blessed and thankful on black vinyl. Please excuse my voice for the rest of this voiceover. My nose is stuffed up. On to DIY number 2. I saw these cute crates at Wayfair.com, but at $69.99, I can't afford that. Let's try to do something cheaper. The items you'll need for this DIY are this 1-inch dowel that we sliced down the middle diagonally, a scrap piece of board cut to these dimensions. I only needed 1. 6 packages of 5-gallon paint stick stirrers, or 12 for 2 of them. These various tools, any kind of measuring tape, orange and white paint pen, all these paint colors or something similar, an extra fine black felt tip pen, any kind of wood glue, a hammer, 1/2-inch brad nails, a Cricut or Silhouette, and vinyl in the color of your choice, and these Cricut tools. Using these dimensions, please cut all of your boards. Remember, I will only be using one of these boards. I'm going to start off by painting 4 of these sticks in the orange color, 4 of them in the antique wax, and 4 of them in my cream color. I'm also going to paint 4 of these in the orange, 4 of them in the antique wax, and 4 of them in my cream color. And the molding pieces are going to be in the antique wax as well. I taped off the back side of the orange and the cream color so that way those can be painted antique wax later on. The antique wax ones will just be on all sides. On to painting the cream color. Remember, with the antique wax, we're going to do all sides of the paint sticks. Using the antique wax, I'm going to distress the front side and paint the back side on both the white and the orange colored sticks. I will also be painting the bottom board antique wax as well. The corner moldings will be painted in antique wax as well. Using my framing square, I'm going to attach these corner moldings to the board. Once the frame is done, I'm going to start attaching the paint sticks to the frame. This brad nailer was too big for the job, so I ended up having to scrap that idea and use the hammer and nails myself. Next, I applied the orange sticks to the top. That way I could center the white ones in the middle. I did hammer and nail those boards in, but I couldn't record it because I needed my mom's help to hold the thing steady. Sorry for the wobbling. My mom is trying to hold the camera up high enough so you can see what I'm doing. If you do try to remake this project, don't use oak, use pine. Just continue gluing and nailing all the way around. Now on to the fun part, the decals. I tried to match the fonts exactly, but I got pretty close. I will list them in the description box. Fresh baked pies goes at the top. Hayride goes on the bottom of the front side. Patch goes on the bottom of each side. along with this cute little acorn. I couldn't get this word to print out correctly with the Cricut, so I'm going to have to end up using the pencil lead on the back transfer method. Using the same font, I was able to get pumpkins to print out mostly. I did end up having to fill in the lines with the felt tip pen. Using the white fine tip paint pen, I'm going to fill in the word welcome on the side of the crate. I drew on an outline of a pumpkin and also a maple leaf. I will color those with my orange paint pen. Apparently, I didn't record me doing the pumpkin. Anyway, with my Cricut, I printed out an arrow to go on to Hayride. Also using the Cricut, I printed out 2R for the side of the crate. Using the orange paint pen, I'm just going to freehand some laurels. Last but not least, DIY number 3. I saw these on Kirklands.com and thought I could probably dupe these for less than $59.99. The items you'll need for this DIY are 2 galvanized planters from Dollar Tree. I'll only be doing one for this video. Rust-Oleum metallic paint in copper. This is optional, but these clips from Dollar Tree really help. Wire cutters and pliers. 10 gauge coated copper wire. Waverly wax in antique. The handles from old foam brushes. A Cricut or Silhouette and vinyl in the color of your choice. And JB Weld 2-part epoxy. I went ahead and sprayed this bucket off camera. I should have waited until after the epoxy set up. I'm taking the wire and measuring out how much I need. I ended up making these too long, but I ended up fixing that later on. You will need 4 equal pieces, 2 for each side. Here's how to remove the sponge brush easy. You go slow and twist, don't pull, or you'll end up with the piece of brush inside. Using a 1/8 inch drill bit, I'm going to drill a hole on the other side. Just paint the 2 handles with the antique wax. Next, I'm going to take my wire cutters and cut around so I can remove the coating off the ends of the wire, then hot glue these in place. To mix this epoxy, you needed to have equal parts of each tube, so I mixed them together until they were fully mixed. Then I decided exactly where I wanted my wires and applied the epoxy. I then placed my wires and added these clips to hold them in place. Then I epoxied all around the wire. After it dried, I repainted the tin. I thought I was rolling whenever I shortened the wires, but I was not. Sorry about that. Now I'm just adding the decal that I made on my Cricut. Here are the finished projects. This is DIY number 2. They wanted $69.99 for 2 of them, and I made it for $15.50. What do you think? Now here is DIY number 1. Kirkland's wanted $64.99 for 2 of them, and I made them for $8.99. I actually like mine a little better. And the easiest one of all, DIY number 3, they actually wanted $59.99 for 2 of them, and I did it for $6.90. Let me know how I did in the comments below. If you haven't already, please subscribe, or simply just like, comment, or share. Thank you all so much for watching my video, and as always, take care.